And welcome to Sticks and Stones podcast. Today on Sticks and Stones, it will be just Julia, just knitting, just acquisitions. I'm going to review the Zombie Knitpocalypse and let you guys know a few things that I've been working on. Thanks for coming to join me. So hi, I think once a year I do this on my own, do a little knitting segment for you guys. Sue's on vacation, so in order to avoid missing another month, which we did in June, I decided that it'd be a good idea to talk about my trip to the Zombie Knitpocalypse and just spend some time showing you guys the stuff that I got and enable you to go out and get some wonderful things too. And then also just kind of show you some of the things that I've been working on. So we'll jump right in. First, I did want to say that we did do the drawing for both May and June for the Whip Cal, and we do have a couple of winners. So if you are from May, number 23, A Simple Homestead, or from June, number 4, Cat Wings, you can get in touch with me and I will be happy to gift you a pattern of up to $5. So thanks again, everybody, for adding your pieces to our Whip Cal, and it is still continuing. Even if we are quiet, that is not. So please continue on, and I'd love to see what you have. There's some beautiful things that have been coming up lately, so I'm really excited to see who else gets prizes. So again, A Simple Homestead wins for May, and Cat Wings wins for June, so PM me. So anyway, yeah, I went off to the Zombie Knitpocalypse in June, and I guess that was the main part of it. Between the end of school, we had a lot of stuff going on, and then I left the week right after to go out to Minnesota, and then Sue left right after to go on a vacation too. So the two of us have kind of been crossing paths, but my June was fabulous. That's the big thing I can say about that. And if you guys ever have a chance to go, I'm sure you've heard this on many other podcasts, if you have a chance to go to a retreat somewhere, whether it's a fiber festival where there's classes or something like this, go. Just go. There's nothing like being around like-minded people who really enjoy the craft and are willing to share. One of the nicest things that I found about this particular retreat is there was kind of an unspoken rule that nobody was to ever eat alone. And so if you were hanging out by yourself and someone saw you and they were going to a meal, there was an automatic invitation. And that was just so nice to know that you never had to be alone unless you really wanted to be alone. The hotel was gracious. There was enough space for everybody. Just a fabulous time. I taught a few classes on drop spindling, and I think from what I understood from the students, everybody really enjoyed it and were able to learn a few things. And actually some of the people that I had in my class have gone on now during Tour de Fleece to do some absolutely fabulous work. So I'm really proud of that. I'm excited that what I had to teach was well received and actually helped. So thanks for everybody who supported me in that and who came out to my classes, and I'll have to see what kind of things I can come up with for next time. There were a lot of nice classes, and unfortunately I did not get to take any myself because I spent a lot of time either at the podcaster panel or the designer showcase, which were also very well received, and I thank everybody for stopping by the tables. But I went and I did my very first 5K. I did not run it. I have a pre-arthritic knee, so I walked the 5K, but I did do the 5K, and it was official, so that was really cool that I was able to do that. And I did do the yarn crawl. I love to go see new yarn shops and just check out what different cities have to offer. So I'll show you guys some of what I got on the yarn crawl later. So I did that instead of taking some classes. And then there were, lots of times to talk and visit with people new and old, and then there was the market, which was fabulous. Every single vendor in that place just had amazing things. So I got a couple things there too, and unfortunately there's just not enough money in the world or space in my house to buy from everybody, but a couple girls and I came up with a unique idea I'll talk to you guys about, and it was really fun. So yeah, all in all, I would highly recommend it. Now let me show you guys some of the stuff that I was able to get while I was there. First, I feel like I'm wearing like a wintertime menagerie here. This was my sweater. I'll take these off first. This was my old town that I was telling you guys about, and I did finish it, and I did wear it in the zombie runway show. I'll stand up here and show you guys. Here's the back and the front, and let me tell you, this Madelinetosh Merino Light blocks like a dream. I was worried that it was going to fit my 8-year-old who's about that big round. But I blocked it and it fits and it's beautiful and I love it. I can wear it closed or open or however. So this is the Old Town by Carol Sunday again. And I'm just really pleased with it. It was a nice thing to be able to take with me on a warm to hot summer weekend. So, and then the other things I had on, my swap partner and my lovely roommates both apparently know me quite well and made me the exact same pattern. This is the Downton Abbey cowl, done in very different yarns, but you know, each one of them is beautiful and each one is unique enough that I know I will wear both. The deep purple is from Oli Knit Pearl, who was my swap partner, and she's from Denver. And she put together a beautiful little package for me, including some lovely yarn and some coffee and an aspen leaf and just some really nice stuff. So I thank her so much for that, and it's beautiful. And then the other one is from Sandy, Angel Mom. Well, I forget the numbers. I'm horrible at numbers. But she was my roommate, and she made me one as well as giving me a nice book from a friend of hers and some stitch markers. And it was just really cool. So I'm wearing everything because I love them. And you know what? I even kind of like them. I kind of like them together. I think that it adds an interesting combination of colors. So thank you so much to my dear partners and friends, and that was just a fun thing. Now, other stuff that I got from people while I was there, there was a lot of little, well, not little, big, generous hearts. Pat B Knitting gave me a beautiful bracelet when I was teaching my class, so that's really fun, and I wear that a lot. And I got a really cute little zombie stitch marker. Here we go, turn it around. There. Forgive me, I've never done this before. Ooh. From Debsy Quilts. And it's attached to a little container. Ooh, squeaky squeak, that you can put your notions in. So that was really cool, and I thank her so much for that. So, and you know, if I do forget anything, I really do apologize. It was hard for me to regather everything now after a few weeks, but I do appreciate all the generosity and the nice, friendly people who were all there. So, while I was there, I spent a lot of time working on 2 projects, one being the Fibasaki showcase sock that I had made specifically for the showcase, and it was pink and green and brown stripes. I got through the first sock, and we had a long layover in the airport, about 5 hours to get from Minneapolis to Rochester, which is only about an hour and a half away. So it was a long time sitting in the airport, but I did finish that first sock, and after all of the time I'd put into it knitting it, I just wasn't very fond of the color. It just wasn't my color, and I couldn't see myself really making the second one, so I gave it away. I gave a copy of the pattern and then the sock and the remainder of the ball to, I forget but to a lovely woman who hopefully will be able to finish up the pair and enjoy them. So that was really nice. And then I did participate in the skein swap and ended up trading. Actually, both the yarn I won in the skein swap and the yarn I won in the door prize traded for fiber, because there are some people who don't spin. I don't understand it, but they don't spin. So I got some fiber instead, since they would have preferred yarn. So that worked really well. So I guess now I will move on to my enabling section and show you guys the lovely things that I got while I was at the Zombie Knitpocalypse and at the yarn crawl, and then we'll kind of go from there. So this year, when I went shopping, I was all about the odd stuff. I really didn't need a whole bunch of yarn specifically for projects, so I decided instead if I was going to get something, it was going to be something unusual, something that I had either never seen before or something that I could not get anywhere else. So you're going to see some things today that are a little bit odd. I'll warn you ahead of time. So the first shop that we went to, and I'm going to forget the names, but was a really cute little place, kind of in a mall type situation. And I walked around for a while and looked at some of their sale items and some of their beautiful fibers, but I really wasn't convinced that I had enough room in my suitcase, first of all, for all the things I wanted to get. So I ended up getting just a couple smaller skeins in a yarn that I had never used before, and also in some colors that I don't have. I don't have a whole lot of worsted to begin with, so that's what this is. These are Malabrigo Rios. I've never tried this before, and I got a beautiful, like, deep pecan chestnut kind of color, and then a really deep blue. And I thought between the two of these, I'll be able to do something really fun, either with color work in a hat or some mitts or something, or they'd be beautiful on their own either way. So these are the first two purchases that I got. Just really something, like I said, something different that I don't normally have. The two colors are, let me see, Lavanda is the blue and Glitter is the brown. So those are really very cool. And then at that same shop, I picked up a bunch of pewter buttons. It is so hard to find buttons, and although there was a field trip to a gorgeous, humongous display of buttons in Rochester, these caught my eye when I was there. So I won't take them out of the package, but they're just little, oh, sorry. See, I am new to this. Bear with me. This on my own thing is a whole nother ball game, people. Anyway, they're just little pewter gray buttons. Simple. I'm sure they'll go on something, whether it's my Lush that doesn't have buttons yet or a sweater down the road. So I got 6 of those little guys. Just really cute. So that was the first store. Now the second store is like the yarn shop of my dreams, I admit. I loved everything about it. It was whimsical, it had lots of colors, it had lots of different things, not just yarns, but fibers and jewelry and bags and just amazing stuff. So at that store, I picked up a bag of Firestar, which is absolutely crazy, sparkly. I've never seen it in the wild before. Peach Firestar. To go with, crinkle, this bag of gorgeous poonies. They had a whole ton of these bags there in like a million different colors. So I picked up this one that's got teals and blues and reds and oranges in it, and I'm actually working them together. And so far I have made this. It's a really interesting conglomeration of colors and textures. It's spinning really thin. It's almost tweedy in some spots, and reminds me a lot of when you see the recycled sari silk. That's kind of the way this looks to me. So I think that I might actually keep them as a single. I'm not completely sure about that yet, or I will 2-ply, though it has crossed my mind to take the remainder of the Firestar and spin it as a single itself, and then 3-ply the 2 colors with a single strand of Firestar. I only have 2 ounces, so I'm not sure I'm going to get a whole lot of yardage out of it if I do 2-ply it. So maybe I'll single ply with this and then 2-ply with the Fire Star. I don't know. So that was really fun. I really am enjoying spinning with this. So that was 2 of the things I got. And then the last thing I bought at Be Lighted are these. Now these are pre-dyed silk cocoons. And I guess you can use them for jewelry, or they had them as feet on a little, on a soft toy. They kind of sewed them on. I spent about 12 hours with one of these, soaking and soaking and soaking, and trying to get it soft enough that I could unravel the silk thread. And I got, I don't know, 3 yards maybe. It was not easy. And the inside is a little weird, almost a little slimy. So I'm not sure if that's going to work, though I did just see on Instagram somebody else bought a whole bunch of cocoons and is going to boil them. So maybe if I boil them with the like color, I can get them to whatever the silk glue is to dissolve enough that I can pull it apart. So that will be an experiment for another day. I don't know quite what to think about this yet. So I got a whole bunch of those. And none of this was very expensive. I think this was $5. So it's not like I'm spending a ton of money on things to play with, but I really enjoyed having the option to try something new for not a whole lot of money. So that was pretty cool. And even if I don't unspin it, I'll do something cool with it. Just wait and see. So there's that. And then the third store we went to, again, I cannot remember the name. I just remember the one because they were also at the market, but it was just like my happy place kind of store. So the third place that we went to, they were very generous and gave us all a ball of sugar and cream. So I got this in this really neutral color. And then I picked up a grab bag, and in the grab bag, for not very much money, you got a pattern and then some yarn. So I ended up getting these 2 skeins of blue Osterman Royal. And you know, you can't go wrong with solid color sock weight yarn, no matter what color it is. I think originally I had brown and I traded for the blue. Either one is going to be perfect to add color to something. So whether I make socks out of this or I stripe it in a shawl, or I mean, who knows. But that was a really fun thing to pull out of a grab bag. So I got those. And then I did get a hanging yarn ball bracelet. And I can't describe it to you. I really don't know where it is. I used it and I put it down, so I have to find it. So I'll bring that next time and show you guys how that works. So those were the yarn shops. And then at the door prizes, etc., like I said, I got fiber instead of yarn. So I ended up getting 2 bats of Northbound knitting. Now this stuff is gorgeous. It's Polworth and silk. And one of them is green and gray. It's called Sage Leaves. And the other one, I seem to have misplaced the ball band, but is a purple and gray. Also by Northbound Knitting. Just really, really, really pretty stuff. And I'm going to have a lot of fun spinning these up. They're going to be really subtle, I think. I can see making a really lovely, variegated 2 or 3 ply out of these guys. Either one of them. Just a tonally, slightly variegated, beautiful piece of yarn. So that's what I got there. And then the fiber bug was kind of done at that point. I have a lot of fiber here at home already, and I figured I really didn't need a whole lot more big stuff to fit. I only brought the 1 carry-on, and I was a little bit concerned I wasn't going to fit everything in it on my way home. So I stopped with the fiber there, and everything else I got at the market was yarn. So the yarn market was really pretty neat. It was just a big room that you could walk around and peruse to your heart's content and then shop till you drop. There were all kinds of different things, bags and notions and yarn and I mean, who knows what else, just all kinds of goodies all tucked in different booths. I did have a bit of a mission going in there, myself and two other girls, to come up with a special project, so I'll tell you guys more about that. But I originally went in and just ran to the particular booths that I needed to get these colorways from. So that was first, and then I took my time and I walked around a little bit and I bought a lot of nice things. So each one of us did get a skein of yarn in our swag bag, which was so generous. I couldn't believe it that we would actually get a huge, a whole big skein. And a whole bunch of dyers did make colorways specifically for the retreat. So my swag bag had this beautiful skein called Boundary Waters. It's by Sun Valley Fibers, and it's a merino cashmere nylon. So I am really excited to have this. It's going to be really fun to work with. She's got some great yarn. It's the same dyer that made the yarn for my Lindisfarne that I showed you guys last time. So I have this. And then I also had bought 3 skeins, and I just dropped one, but 3 skeins of her merino cashmere nylon in topiary in a solid color, in this green. Now this does have a plan. This is going to be a Hifuchude, because, I have to jump on the bandwagon and make one too. And the green, there were many people wearing green, at least 2, and it was just so gorgeous. So I have 3 of these to make myself one of those once I finish my other projects. So those were Sun Valley Fibers. Then I also got from Marigold Jen. This is called Sidewalk Chalk, and it's a BFL nylon. And I just thought the colors were really cool. So many things you see striped, or even if they're not striped, are based with gray or a darker shade. And this is a really, really beautiful brown with all these bright colors in it. Lots of beautiful things in it. And I hemmed and hawed about this one for quite some time, but in the end, I think this is going to make something really neat. So that's Sidewalk Chalk. Then over at the Cyborgs Craft Room, and I got to know Megan pretty well. I think I spent some time with her. She's a really fun person. She's got really great ideas, and her philosophy behind the name of the Cyborgs Craft Room just totally cracked me up. If you are at all a geek and know the Android's Dungeon from The Simpsons, it totally makes sense. So I got the colorway from her for the other project, but also this beautiful yarn, which is called After the Storm. It's her Asaka Late base. It's superwash merino and nylon. And again, it's just got 1,000 colors in it. And I think this must have been I must have been really happy at this retreat, because I don't normally buy things with so many colors in it. But this is going to be really cool. So that's my skein from her. This one I did not buy. This was part of my swap package. I got a beautiful, beautiful skein of Bohemian Blue Plucky Knitter. And I've only had the opportunity to see Plucky Knitter one other time in a swap package. So I am thrilled, absolutely thrilled to have another skein to try. This is going to be really fun for me to put this stuff together in something. My final purchase I shouldn't say final purchase, my final yarn purchase from the market is Dancing Dog Dye Works. And last year it was really, really hard to get anything from her at all, so I'm excited to have this. This is a Tweedy BFL sock in the Stone Plum colorway. It's 2 stripes, so it's going to be a really deep purple and a really deep gray with tweed flecks. And I love these colors. So that's going to be a really cool pair of socks down the road. So all in all, I'm very happy with my purchases. I could have gone and gotten a lot more. Could have. But need versus want kind of won out, and I tried to be good. I did also get this lovely bag from Brown Dog Bags. It's beautiful with butterflies inside. What do you see? Inside it's got a really cool looking pattern as well. But deep inside is my crazy project. Now this is a tubularity. The Martina Bem tubularity pattern. She has been making it in conjunction with with Miss Babs, and doing kits. It requires 7 colors and only about 30 grams of each. So instead of me buying all all of these different colorways in a full skein and then having a lot left over, myself and 2 other girls, and this was not my idea, but I did jump on, decided we were going to buy all the colorways from the Knitpocalypse that were made specially for the retreat and split them in thirds. So I don't know if they're doing a tubularity, if they're doing a different pattern, but we each got 1/3 of 8 colors. So far, I have finished up my first color, and I just started on the second. So this is Fiber Nymph Dye Works in her colorway, and I have attached that to the Leading Men Fiber Arts colorway. I'm not going to remember all the names right now, but I will link them. So that's the next. Then in here we have this lovely color from Solar Flare Fibers. We have this crazy color from Dancing Dog Dye Works. Ooh, strings everywhere. I have this color from, pardon me, this is Cyborg's Craft Room. This one is from Marigold Jen. And then we have 716 Knit. And Sun Valley Fibers. So all of these colors are going to be in one long crazy project, and I'm really excited to see how it turns out. It's going to be really, really cool, and it's been super fun to make so far. It's taken me a while to get through this first little bit, but now it's its full tube size, and I am blending in the second color. You can kind of see at the top there how it's changed a little bit from the more subtle tones down here to the brighter whites and blues and black up at the top. So this is going to be a really neat project, and I am excited to see how it turns out. It's going to take me a while, so don't expect progress right away, but that is in my new bag, and I am just thrilled with it. The bag is great too. It's got this really nice handle that clips on and off. There's lots of room inside. I mean, 8 balls in there, 8 little mini skeins, which is 3 full skeins at least in there. Lots of room. So that was my bag purchase. So I did want to bring back at least a little something for you guys. I don't have a lot, but I do have 2 little stitch marker gifts. The first is from my lovely roommate Sandy. Had made me 2 boxes of stitch markers with this cute little angel on it. Ooh, let me turn it the right way. And so I wanted to share one with you guys. So this will be a prize, as well as this cute little box from Daisy Knits that was in our swag bag, and I'm going to make some stitch markers to put in here for you guys. So that is a giveaway from me, from the Zombie Knitpocalypse, to you guys. So if you want to be entered in the drawing, there'll be a thread open. Just go on up there and read the prompt, and I will draw at our next recording, which should be in a couple weeks. So it's always fun. You know, I spend some time thinking about what would my viewers like to see, and I know that stitch markers have been all the rage lately, so hopefully you guys will get some enjoyment out of that. In other news, I have another giveaway. Now this is completely different, not related to the Zombie Knitpocalypse, but I have a good friend named Gail out of Rochester, New York, and her Etsy shop is Dreams in Fabric, and she had written not so long ago saying that she's trying to earn some money for her classes, and she's selling project bags. So I said, hey, you know what? Send me one, and I will do a giveaway. So she made this beautiful bag for me. It's gorgeous. It's humongous. I have 4 skeins of yarn in there right now. It looks like peas in a pod. It's a really beautiful bag. It's sturdy. It's got the hanger so that you can carry it around. It's just some really fun stuff, and she's got a lot of neat fabrics in her shop. But this is the bag that she has given me to give to you guys. And right now I have 2 skeins of yarn in it. This is fingering weight, so you can see you can fit an awful lot of stuff in here. This is a lilac chevron bag with a handle, and this will be for you guys. Gail is very excited to have this part of the be part of my podcast, and so head on over to her website, and I'll put a link in the show notes for that. Take a look at her bags and come back and tell me which is your favorite, and then you can be entered in a drawing for this one. So thanks a lot, both Gail for donating and also to you guys for checking her out. So that's our second giveaway. So what have I been working on besides the tubularity? That's been kind of a big thing lately. I've been having a lot of fun with that, especially because it travels so well. But on top of that, I have been working on my spinning. I was so inspired by all of the folks there in my classes and the beautiful work they've been doing that I decided to sign up for Tour de Fleece, and I decided to use my spindle. I really don't do a lot of spindle spinning because I do have my kiwi and I really enjoy the process of spinning on that, but it's been kind of fun for me to get back into spindle spinning a little bit. So this is the spindle I've been using, and I broke out my Into the World odds and ends bats, which are little bobs of various fibers and colors. And I've just been spinning them on here about 10 to 15 minutes a day. So this is a bit and a half on here. This one's kind of a purpley, deep olivey green. And then underneath is a brighter purple and brown. And I decided to do them all similar to how I'm doing my tubularity, where I take the colors that are similar but not exactly the same and put them on next, and eventually I will have a lot of singles. And I think I'm either going to Navajo ply or I'm going to try to full the singles. I've never done that before. This is spinning very nicely. Right now it's probably a lace weight. It's not very thick. One thing I have found excuse me, with my spindle spinning is I've actually had a lot more control in being able to spin thinner, which has been kind of fun for me, although I have to admit my arm is getting a little bit sore. But this has been really kind of a neat thing to relearn. So I've been working on that. And then I've been doing a little bit of designing. For my dissertation at Nerd Wars, I decided to put together a summer top. And it is almost finished. I just have to do the last little bit up here of finishing. This is it. I can open it up here. There it is. It's an A-line with a variegated linen yarn, and I did a lace pattern at the top. So all I have to do is to attach the sleeves and then finish the neckline and block it. And then this will be a finished object, and I'm really excited about that. Not only because I will have finished a top in a timely manner, which is unusual for me, but also because then this will be something else that I can share with you guys. So that's about it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed my solo performance here at a Sticks and Stones podcast. Please continue to join us in our WebCal, and let me see what kind of things you guys have been working on. And I hope that soon I'll be back together real soon. Again, thanks for joining me. Have a great day. Bye.